supreme understanding, hustleandwin.com. I'm not a sensationalist, but I do like to talk about things when they're current events and they're relevant. So I'm going to talk about Tiger Woods. The dude basically, chose his white woman over his golf career. I mean, he quit golf so he could keep his marriage together. I mean, what does that mean? I mean, you could read it the way the media wants you to read it, like, yo, the dude is really trying to save his marriage. He really, loves the girl, and he just trying to do right now. I mean, but let's be real. Most reports say that the homie wasn't really even into the girl, Elin. And, he was sleeping with 13 other women, probably 40, 50 other women for a reason, man. And the dude is a celebrity, and that is typically what some celebrities do, man. But, people cheat no matter what they are. Like, you could be a fucking bum and be cheating. So, I mean, is a dude really trying to save his marriage? I mean, maybe. But the thing we gotta look at is a social dynamic here, man. The dude didn't accidentally end up with a white woman. The dude didn't accidentally end up with 13 white women. For a person to say that they colorblind and they don't, recognize race and all that, I mean, you gotta really discriminate in order to exclusively sleep with white women. Because in this country, the majority of people, yeah, they white, but there's 20%, more than 20% really, who are people of color. So, statistically, if you're completely unbiased, out of 13 people, at least 2 or 3 of them should be people of color, unless you're picking based on certain qualities. I mean, the dude is not necessarily going for the cream of the crop. He's going for cocktail waiters and things like that. So it's not like, oh, he couldn't find no black women where he was choosing from. It's not like he couldn't find no Asian women. So what it says to me is, when we talk this colorblind shit, when we talk this I don't see race shit, in a white-dominated society, you going really with Western idealism, basically in plain English, man, you going with the white shit. You got to, because that's the mainstream view. That's the mainstream ideology. So it's like if you act like you ain't got no view, if you ain't got no ideology, then you got they shit. You got the mainstream shit. I mean, check this out. Look at the little name he came up for himself. Because I'm gonna get into the whole. Because I mean, really, for all practical purposes, man, he's a black dude. Man, he's black. He looks black. They did a little skit on him a while back where the dude Dave Chappelle went to the Asian grocery store and was like, how you feel about this Tiger Woods make you proud being one of y'all? And they like, what the fuck? He ain't one of us. But for all practical purposes, he's a black dude, right? Who was #1 in golf. I mean, this is sport near and dear to white people. This is they good old boy club game. This is they thing. This is where $1 million deals are made. And he's the best at it? I mean, they already mad about baseball, basketball, football. They whoop the dude's ass when he try to break into hockey. Every black hockey player that gets in the game, they whoop his ass. But tennis. But golf, when Tiger broke into golf and became the best at that, motherfuckers was mad. They ain't say they was mad because Tiger Woods, like Michael Jordan and like a lot of other black celebrities, understood that as long as I don't say nothing to upset the racial balance, as long as I don't say nothing to seem black, I'm going to be okay. I'm going to get my little sponsorships. Michael Jordan understood that. Phyllis Wheatley understood that back in the days with her poetry, man. First published black poet, due to knowledge to her. As long as you don't say nothing to seem too black, you good. As soon as you start talking black, acting black, thinking black, working with some black shit, man, they gonna take your ass down. And every once in a while, people get reminders. Michael Jordan got his reminder. Bill Cosby got his reminder. People get their reminders. Just do the research, you'll see. So Tiger Woods, all practical purposes, a black dude, is now having to what? Quit golf. He just quit golf. He quit golf to quote-unquote save his marriage. I don't believe that shit. There's something's fishy, man. He had to quit golf, and he chose, basically chose white women over golf. Something just says to me like, I don't know. This shit just seems suspicious, man. Why the dude have to quit golf? Now, of course, conventional logic would say, he had to stay away from the game to save his marriage and all that. I'm not buying this shit. I'm just not. You can buy it if you want to. You can. I mean, I don't talk like a crackpot. I don't talk like a conspiracy theorist. I'm just somebody that don't buy the mainstream story. You can. I'm not telling you don't have to. You don't have to go with what I think. But even if you are with the mainstream story that they're selling you, I need you to look at the dynamics of race in this society. I mean, there's a book called Why Do Black Men Love White Women? And it goes into how brothers like, Clarence Thomas, Wesley Snipes, a whole bunch of dudes, Tiger Woods and all them, they go after these white women, and they don't even go after attractive white women. They don't go after wealthy white women. They don't go after high status white women. They go after whatever they can get. I mean, did you see some of the mistresses? I mean, they look like Rosie O'Donnell, some of them. The dudes came up with a new ethnic designation for himself. It was Cablinasian, right? What is a Cablinasian? Well, apparently, it represents all the different ethnic groups that make up his identity. Even though he's mostly black genetically, and he's only 1/8 white genetically. The whole name sounds like Caucasian. I mean, the majority of Cablinasian sounds like Caucasian. Black is just blah. That's it. 2 letters. He got blah in there to represent the majority of his ancestry. And a little bit of him that's white gets the majority of the name. That says a lot. It says, the same thing that having 13 white mistresses and no women of color. It says a lot of shit. So all y'all talking that colorblind shit, I don't see race, you know what I mean? That's just ignorance combating other ignorance. You know what I mean? You just putting ignorance on top of ignorance. We know we live in a white-dominated society, so things like affirmative action exist to counterbalance inequity that's perpetuated by people that don't give a fuck what you say about being colorblind. And so when you say, I don't see race, you helping them out. If you got a bunch of negative numbers in the pot and you add a bunch of zeros, the pot still come out negative. That's basic math. So in order to counterbalance all the negative, you got to lean to the other side. You got to add some positive in there. You got to reaffirm racial identity. You got to be proud to be black. You got to be proud to be whatever the hell you are. You can't be like, I'm nothing. I'm just an American. I don't see race. I'm a Cablinasian, but your name is made up majority Caucasian. I don't see race when I date women, but all the women you date is white. You just showing yourself, man. And the dude is just basically showing us that, it ain't about being number 1 in golf. He's willing to give that up, and they definitely gonna take that from him. Because it's all about the white woman. A white woman that he wasn't even really feeling that tough, by all accounts. That's what's so deep about it. He wasn't even really feeling her that tough. Just do the research. But, hey, what do I know? I'm just a conspiracy theorist, right?